Now we have up next, we have our next speaker, whose name is Lisa Berger. I'm going to bring her to the floor now and do a quick introduction for all of you.
Hi everyone. Hi
Hey,
Swati, nice to see
Lisa,
you.
how are you? How are you doing?
Thanks, I'm doing great. How are you? Great to be
I
here.
am all good. We have over 41 attendees with us today. And I'll just do a quick introduction of yours. So we have here on our floor is Elisa Berger. She is the head of business development at Simon Digital Industries Software. And today she'll be talking about Make Me a AAM part anywhere, any. I mean, the floor is all yours, Elisa. Have fun and please try to share your presentation so that I can make sure it is visible to all of us here. All right, perfect. I think we all can see it, and the floor is all yours. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much, Swati. So, hi everyone again, also from my side. I'm happy to see that we have so many participants today. Great to meet you all. In the next 20 to 30 minutes, I want to talk with you about how to make additive manufacturing parts anywhere and at any time. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me at any time during the presentation. And of course, at the end of the presentation, we also have some time to answer questions. Okay, let's get started. As you know, disrupted supply chains are still a key macroeconomic challenge for many, many industries today. But what if you could be independent from complex supply chains and long delivery times by an intelligent on-site and on-demand manufacturing network? Additive manufacturing is one key enabler for such a solution. And another key enabler are digital platform ecosystems. And this is why I want to talk a bit about how we have solved this at Siemens, at 15 different factories across Siemens Globe ourselves already today. Of course, I'm also keen later on a fruitful discussion to hear what are your experiences with these concepts. What you can see on this slide is basically a typical traditional supply chain as you might know it. There's something produced in a factory, then the product is shipped or flown or transported with several steps to the destination where this product is used. But when we look at nowadays economy, and I think also the whole COVID situation has been a catalyst for supply chain disruptions, we know that these kind of traditional supply chains will more and more die out. It's just not up to time anymore to operate like this. So why don't we have in the future one cloud-based central place where the producers can ship the 3D files in a secured and easy manner and then identifies the closest production site to the needed destination and therefore gets the parts 3D printed on demand at any location worldwide. Of course, in order to enable this, you need to think about an extensive production network across the globe or across the needed locations where to the destination where the products are needed, you will have the needed production facilities. But then, of course, to have a digital warehouse or a digital platform where these 3D files can securely be shipped. And this is a concept which is already today revolutionizing the spare parts business, for example. But of course, this can be transferred to many, many more use cases, talking about personalized products and goods or manufacturing aids, jigs and fixtures. There's many, many use cases in nowadays industries where this is the new way of overcoming supply chain disruptions and making products available on demand as needed. So actually, we started around 1.5 years ago at Siemens ourselves to think about, okay, so how can we make these kind of concepts more usable for a company of our size. As you know, or as you might know, Siemens is a company with more than 300,000 employees worldwide, with different business segments and so on. And we were asking ourselves, so how can we make the benefits of additive manufacturing available to everyone within our company? And how can we transform a company of this size towards leveraging additive manufacturing for our own use? So what we did is we started to really build a global additive network of center of competencies where we are combining and connecting our knowledge, our workforce, our resources, our capabilities, and to provide an easy and fast access to everyone to leverage additive manufacturing for their own needs. At the end, we started with the first business segment, which is digital industries. This is a business segment within Siemens that already this segment has more than 70,000 employees and 30 factories globally. And this is the segment where we started this whole initiative. And we were starting to really make additive manufacturing available at all 30 production sites or factories worldwide. So we built an additive manufacturing network across the 30 global production sites with the goal to make additive parts available to everyone within our organization at any location and at any time as needed. So, what did we learn across this whole journey? What's really important if you are part of a big organization and you want to provide access to everyone for additive manufacturing? So, we learned basically that the four most important ingredients to make that successful are, first of all, you need to have the center of competencies. So, you need both local know how, capabilities, resources, machines, as well as also have this globally connected and have some central center of competencies that are also helping to distribute the knowledge across the organization. It also really helps to have local ambassadors in each factory, people who can serve as a local point of contact and help the workers in one place to understand how to get easy access to additive manufacturing parts and for which use cases this could be suitable. You definitely also need to have your management behind you. You need the commitment and support to really make also the organization aware of this and roll this out globally. And last but not least, and for me personally, that was the most important ingredient, you need to have the right digital tools in place to really make these additive parts available as easily as possible to everyone in your organization. So basically, what we kicked off in Siemens Digital Industries in our business segment is really to take the distributed local experience with additive manufacturing and connect this experience and make it available to other locations, to other factories, to other departments and team within the organization to really globally operate a center of competence network that also makes the 3D printers of one location available for others to use. So we are also co-using and co-sharing 3D printers now across different factories. As you might, or as I think everyone in this call is aware, purchasing an industrial grade additive manufacturing machine is a huge capex investment for a company. So it is not possible at every factory to have all the kind of different technologies, polymer, metal 3D printers, and everything available. So we really did a lot of effort to make the different machine types and the different AM technologies that are supported and available at different factories available to others. And we started with, well, let's call connecting this decentralized distributed knowledge within one location, sometimes even within one factory. You have an R&D department, you have a production department, and so on, and each of them has their own 3D printing competence. To connect this, to make them collaborate more and help each other out, and then also to start connecting the different factories location. And this is really growing into a connected network of factories. We also are opening up, and we already do this with selected suppliers, with our preferred 3D printing suppliers and 3D printing providers. So here we also have a selected network of external certified service bureaus that are connected and that are available for everyone within Siemens as part of these factories to order 3D printed parts of. So basically, we are first checking, can we produce these parts with our own company's know-how, machines, materials, what we have available? And if not, then we have a really fast and easy way to order this from our certified suppliers. Okay, so much about the strategy part. Now I want to go a bit more technical and tell you what is the platform or the tool that actually enables all of this. So here we have a software solution in place, which is called Siemens Additive Manufacturing Network. And this is basically a additive manufacturing workflow management solution that is managing the entire order lifecycle management of additive manufacturing parts. And this platform solution can easily be installed and manage the workflows at one location, at one factory, at one 3D printing hub or center of competence. But at the same time, it can easily be rolled out across 10, 20, 30, 50 different production sites or center of competencies, and then offer the opportunity to connect the different signs and identify them as part of one organization. So this is really a platform that is managing and semi-automating your workflows in your 3D printing center, but at the same time opens up the possibility for your 3D printing center to collaborate with all the other 3D printing centers in your company and enable a real distributed production network. How does this look like? And here I want to show you a bit more than only the additive manufacturing network. So at Siemens Digital Industry Software, we have been working heavily on enabling an end-to-end digital thread for additive manufacturing parts. So the additive manufacturing network is the centerpiece, which is managing the workflows. But then we have the possibility to connect this with other software solutions for the different workflow steps in this workflow to have one integrated, seamless workflow and data flow. So it all starts with what we call the requester journey. So this can be all the different functions in your company, right? This can be design, R&D, prototyping, manufacturing, production, and so on. Everyone within your company that at a certain point in time might have a need or demand to get additive manufacturing parts produced. And here we have a company internal order portal where every employee of Siemens can easily access and then upload their 3D files in a secured way and send this to the close by additive manufacturing center or production site. At the same time, we've also installed now a catalog where, for example, we have parts already readily specified and cataloged so that, for example, for manufacturing aids in the factories or jigs and fixtures, someone can just find a needed replacement part, for example, in the catalog, click on order, and doesn't have to specify anything. Everything is already pre-cataloged and ready to be ordered. Then the next step is what we call the fulfillment orchestration. So here, um, can you still see my screen? It shows me. Yeah, I think it's still there, right? Okay. So the next step, as I said, is the fulfillment orchestration. So this is after someone has requested a part to get it 3D printed. Of course, we also have to plan this in for production. We have to schedule the print jobs at the 3D printing center. And for each print job, we have to go through the build preparation. So here we have, for example, a technical interface with Siemens and NextAM. This is our build preparation, our CAM software. And someone can seamlessly go take the scheduled print job from AM network and then go through the build preparation in the next AM, and the information will seamlessly be mirrored back to the AM network. Then third big step in the journey is the production execution, of course, and also the monitoring of the production. So here We have a technical interface and integrated workflow with Siemens MES solution for additive, Siemens Ops Center, and Modular MOM, our new cloud-based MES solution. And at the same time, this also enables everyone to track the material consumption, monitor the process, and so on and so forth. And then last but not least, the loop closes with the fourth important phase, the what we call settlement and dashboarding. So here, the additive manufacturing part is successfully produced at the 3D printing center, and then it needs to be reported, controlling conform, of course. The cross-charging between the departments needs to happen. We need to get it ready to deliver it to the requester within the organization, and also want to enable the 3D printing center and also the bigger organization to analyze and report what's going on. So here we also have an overall dashboard which is tracking, okay, how many order requests has each 3D printing center or each factory location in the company received in a month, in a quarter, in a year? How many polymer parts have been produced? How many metal parts? What's our current consumption rate, production rate, and so on. So you really have a global view of all the additive manufacturing activities going on within your OEM's network. And the nice thing is the AIM network, we rolled it out across Siemens, but this is a solution which is also commercially available and already used at many of our partners and customers organizations. And I did want to show you this whole end-to-end process because I actually remember from last year's TIPE conference when we talked that one of the main bottlenecks that many of us were facing is kind of this fragmented software tool landscape. So we have a specific software tool that we do the design of the additive parts with. Then we have another tool where, I don't know, the build preparation is later on done. We have another tool for the production execution for the MES part. We have a separate ERP system for the finances. We have a different order management system. And all of these are disconnected. So there's a lot of manual steps in between to download and upload the relevant 3D files and information. So for us, it was really, really important to solve this problem for the industry, because if you want to go into industrialized additive manufacturing, you cannot work with a fragmented software landscape. You need to have an integrated workflow end to end for your additive manufacturing activities and operations. And this is what we've really been investing in to make this possible and to enable this. Okay, last but not least, and then I also want to leave some time for questions and a good discussion. I want to give you a quick glimpse of this end-to-end process as we have installed it just recently for a partner or a customer of ours. So this will give you a bit of a look and feel of this end-to-end process and how it looks like in the system. And you will see here on top of the bar the different process or workflow steps that we are currently in. Okay, let's go. So here someone is ordering from the intranet page, is then guided into the system, can seamlessly review old orders, can upload the needed files. In this case here, it's also linked to our team center. This is the data management solution that Siemens has and provides. Can upload the parts directly from there, is then guided here through the part specification and qualification process, where the system also adapts to the level of knowledge of the person who orders. Then you can set the right delivery address, select the closest internal production site or factory, set the cost center number, and place your order. Now this order arrives at the factory, at the 3D printing center or production site, where, as you saw, there was an automated quote provided when it was ordered. So this is done in the admin settings of the system, where every 3D printing center can put the individual pricing formulas so that an automated quote is provided whenever they receive a request. Now we are in the order management module, where the production center sees all these incoming order requests from the different parts of the organization with all the part files, specification, and information as provided by the requester, can complement the specifications and then move these parts into the production planning. You see the production planning module right here, right now on screen. So on the left side, you have the backlog of parts that are ready to be planned in for production. On the right side, you have this nice big overview of your shop floor with the different machines that are available. Now you can plan them into the different print shops here to make them ready for production. The system also automatically applies a routing process to every part that you schedule into a print job. And as you can see here on a broader view, you know exactly for each machine, where is a print shop planned, where is a part in maintenance, where is a part or a machine already running in production. Now we've taken one of these planned print jobs and we're going into the build preparation. So you can directly open the planned print job here with the print job ID in this case NXAM. This is our nesting or our build preparation solution, and it will automatically have the needed quantity and geometry information for you available to go through the nesting. After we're done with that, the information is mirrored back to the AM network. You can see you can also later on go back and add additional parts to an already nested print job. So now we have added them here. And also this is of course updated back into the overall workflow. For the ones of you that are already using additive manufacturing in serial production, so really in large scale, there's of course also the possibility for serialization of the parts to apply to not only have a part ID and linked to an order ID, but also and a print shop ID, but also linked to a batch ID. So here, if you are going for serial production and you have your certified processes and builds, this is enabled as well. Now we're already in the step of the production execution. This is our Siemens Op Center solution in this case. And as you can see, you find here the work orders as planned in the production planning in the AM network. So here it's really important for us to have a seamlessly integrated workflow where all the data is tracked throughout the whole process flow and available in the right steps, and everything is connected by the right order ID and part ID. Last but not least, as I mentioned earlier, we also want to keep track of what we are doing within our company with additives. So here we have an analytics overview, for example, of the orders that have been processed in a given month, how many different materials have been used, how many distinct parts, like unique part designs, have been produced in different quantities, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, here you also have the possibility then to catalog successfully proven additive manufacturing parts or applications and create a certain availability and awareness to everyone else in your organization that in this example here, for example, this robot gripper redesigned or re-engineered for additive has really great properties now. For example, we were able to reduce the time to product by 83%. We were able to reduce the weight from, for example, 4 kilo to 300 grams. And this way you make, for example, this successful additive manufacturing use case available to everyone else in your company to be aware of this use case and to use it for their factory or for their production site as well. Okay, so that's it from my side. That was really in a very quick run through and overview about how we at Siemens ourselves make additive manufacturing parts available to everyone within our organization with the help of a distributed production network, which is supported by our digital platform, the Additive Manufacturing Network. And yeah, now I'm really keen to hear your questions. And maybe if you also want to share your experiences in that regard with your companies. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so, so much, Alisa, for this wonderful presentation. I'm going to request you to go back to the previous slide, which was kind of taking us through the whole journey of a requester. Yes, this one. You developed a software. This software integration is gonna do a lot of good to the supply chain industry. I'm just curious to know, like being a requester myself, would I be able to see all these steps in my portal as well? Like, I can choose the printer myself, or I can check in the quality throughout it, or how does it work for me being a requester?
So, yeah, that's a good question. So, as a requester, basically at the moment you see all the steps until you have specified and qualified your parts. You have chosen the factory or production site where you want to get this part produced. You have received a quote for that. And then you give it into the hands of this production sites. And there, the AM experts will take care to plan it into production for you and to get it successfully printed and delivered to you as fast as possible. But at the same time, you will stay informed throughout the whole process flow. So whenever your part is moved to the next process step, you will get an automated email notification saying your parts have been moved to production, for example, or your parts have been successfully produced and are prepared for shipment or for delivery now. So you will stay informed, and if the additive manufacturing experts at the production site have any questions to you about the part specifications or anything, they will be able to contact you via the system. There's, for example, a chat functionality, there's a message loop. So you will stay in contact with them in case they have any questions about your part order.
Lovely, lovely. That complete sense, and it definitely keeps me updated with the product part where it is now. So we have another interesting question from our audience. Does reporting analytics incorporate quality information as well, like for example trending of machine parameters during the production and yield rate?
So this is something that will be covered in our MES solution. So there you have the quality information available. So this is something which will be track and trace here in this step of the production execution. And you will have a dedicated dashboard for the quality tracking of the production execution available in the MES solution.
All right. And one very naive question, if what happens if you run out of stock in any material, in any case, if something goes haywire, what is your, emergency exit to it? I mean, I'm just curious to know because, sometimes or the other times it just happens.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
good point. So usually the material consumption is also tracked in our MES solution for the production execution. So this case should not happen. But if it happens anyways, then via the AIM network, you have the possibility. So the 3D printing center can subcontract this order request to the next 3D printing center. So they can forward it to the next closest factory where they have the right AM technology, material, and machines available and get it printed there. So this is also how we really, help each other out within Siemens across the different factories to be able, if we have a short pass somewhere, we don't have enough capacity to take care of an order request, or we run out of material, then we can ask our neighbor factory if they can take over. And this is all streamlined in the system. So it's one click of a button in the system to forward this order request to the next location.
Absolutely. So we have another question, the last question by Amy, that is the system open for subscription, or we just have to join the Siemens supplier network to be able to use this platform? Interesting.
So the Siemens additive manufacturing network is a solution that you can also, yeah, it's a subscription-based license model. So for
Mhm.
your company, you can buy licenses for the system as well, and then you will get full access, and you will get your own, and this is a bit technical now, your own tenant in the system. So you get your own encrypted environment where you can build your own company's network, kind of, that you can use to onboard your production sites and make them collaborate with each other. And you can offer this to the people within your company then. On the other hand, if you are a supplier, so if you are a service bureau and you would like to offer your 3D printing services externally to external companies, customers, maybe to Siemens or to other companies, then this is also possible. It's a little bit a different setup. Today I was showing you the enterprise journey, but this platform is also suitable for suppliers to use this for the collaboration with your external customers. And of course, if you are part of the platform, you will also be listed in a supplier network. So companies that are using this and want to order not from their company internal production side, but from external suppliers will be able to see you and find you and send you requests as well.
Mm-hmm.